Hey guys, how's it going? SoCal here. Get a lot of questions on some of my rifle videos, some of my LWRC, um, AR-15 type rifles. Get a lot of questions. How is that legal in California? I didn't think you guys were allowed to own guns. And some of the questions are kind of retarded, but on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of good questions, specifically about what what dictates legal and not legal in California. We can basically have anything we want. It's just a question of how it's configured as to make it legal. What you see in front of you there is the Assault Weapon Identifications Guide. As you can see, this is actually a document from the California Government Department of Justice site. So basically, I want to show you this because hopefully it'll answer some questions. The first part of this guide is basically the Roberti Roos Assault Weapons Control Act, and basically what that talks about is the weapons that were called out in 1989, where if you owned them, you had to register them with the state of California. I think, I don't specifically recall how long you had to register them, but if you didn't register them and they found out that you had them, then you go to jail for a long ass time, and it sucks. So basically, here's part one of the bend over rules for California gun owners. And it just basically goes over, let's see, rifles, pistols, and shotguns. So basically you have just a ton of different rifles. You got an AK-47, a Rincos, your AR-15, the Armalite AR-10, or 18 rather, Berettas, and they're in Bushmaster assault rifle, the Coleco M900, and on 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 and on. Basically what these are weapons that were called out specifically by the Department of Justice as being referenced as quote-unquote assault rifles. If you owned any of these, you had to register them. Now, let's get to the end of this list, and the next list is going to be pistols, and there's an equal number of them. The main thing that sticks out that makes a pistol an assault weapon is the lack of, I think, well, let me rephrase it. In order for a pistol to be legal in California, it has to have a magazine that goes into the grip of the gun itself. So for instance, this guy, you can see the magazine sticking out in front of the trigger guard. That's a no-no. That automatically, regardless of what it is, they're going to ding you. Not allowed to have it. There are some ways around it, though. Here's an exception to the rule. I have MAC-10. Obviously the grip, but the thing that actually makes this illegal is the threaded barrel. I'm not allowed to have threaded barrels in California either. So technically, if that didn't have a threaded barrel and it wasn't fully automatic, and it didn't have this swing around stock, it would be legal. And you can buy these in California as long as they're 10-round magazines or less. So we'll get through and then we got some shotguns here. Most of these are automatic shotguns. And this one specifically has a folding stock. That's why it's a no-no. You can't have a folding stock on a shotgun if it's a semi-auto shotgun. The problem with this shotgun, it's got a barrel, or a barrel-style magazine, detachable magazine. Can't have a detachable magazine on a shotgun if it's semi-automatic either. This is kind of where it gets into what classifies an assault weapon in California, and this is important. This is the place or the means at which we are allowed to own our assault weapons. So if you read this correctly, hopefully everybody can see this well enough. See if I can make it a little bigger for you here. Ooh, that's a little big. Well, anyway, I'll just read it to you. Do I have a pointer? No, not so much. Okay, so notwithstanding penal code, assault weapon shall also mean the following. That also means meaning, other than the Robert or Roberti Roos list, a semi-automatic center fire rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine and any one of the additional features, A through F being a pistol grip, a thumbhole stock, a folding or telescoping stock, a grenade launcher or flare launcher, a flash suppressor, and a forward pistol grip. Another thing that a assault weapon must have is the ability to accept a center fire type magazine bullet, or bullet with a magazine with a capacity that accepts more than 10 rounds. And it also must be a semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has an overall length of less than 30 inches. Okay, so we look like, okay, let's say for instance we have a standard AR-15. Now in California it's against the law to own more than 10 round magazines. I shouldn't say own them. You can own them as long as you purchase them and have owned them since the ban, or before the ban was enacted, I should say. You can't purchase them in California anymore. But, you know, the second rule right here, an automatic centerfire rifle that has a fixed magazine with a capacity to accept more than 10. Okay, well, it doesn't have that. Anything you buy in California nowadays, maximum capacity is 10, so that, throw number 2 out the window. And then you look at number 3, a semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has an overall length of 30 inches, or less than 30 inches. Well, pretty much anything you're going to buy in California is going to be 30 inches or longer. So there you go. Now, getting back to number 1, this is kind of how us Californians are able to own and maintain our Second Amendment privileges, just barely. Get in a little closer here. Okay, so we have a semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine. Aha, accept a detachable magazine and any one of the following. Okay, let's go back to the AR-15 or an AK-47 type thing. Now we know about the bullet button. If you don't, stick around to the end of this video and we'll look at one. But a bullet button basically requires a tool so that you can detach the magazine from the weapon. So by using a tool, it no longer becomes a detachable magazine. It requires the use of a tool, and somewhere in this law it describes what a detachable magazine is. We'll get into that. We'll try to find that in a bit. But anyway, let's go back to this. Okay, so if we don't have a detachable magazine, we are allowed to have these items. However, specifically, in California, we're not allowed to own flash suppressors, but we can have compensators. So it's basically just a difference in vocabulary word. But AR-15 has a pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon. It doesn't necessarily have a thumbhole stock. It does have a folding or telescoping stock. None of mine have a grenade launcher, but that would be fun, wouldn't it? Flash suppressor, or, well, mine have compensators here in California. And I don't really use forward pistol grips, so I'm not into that. So basically, there you go. The definition of assault rifle doesn't meet any of the AR-15s that I own, solely because I don't have any AR-15s that can accept a detachable magazine. So, let's see. Let me try to find the definition of detachable magazine. Hold on one moment. Well, I cannot find the definition of a detachable magazine. I know I've read it many times. It involves the use of a tool. Anything that can be done manually with your fingers without the use of a tool isn't, or is rather, considered detachable. So if you happen to use a tool that isn't connected to the firearm, it's considered legal, not detachable. So the part we're looking at here now is just kind of the gray area between the the gray area between the